Who do you believe regarding the existence of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Who do you believe as a fan? Do you believe the director himself? Do you believe the actors that have worked on the film? Do you believe somebody who's writing a book about the existence of the Snyder Cut? Or do you believe the clickbait articles, the clickbait headlines regarding that the Snyder Cut doesn't exist, or it'll never be released, or Warner Brothers don't want to work with Zack again, etc, etc, etc? Who do you believe is a fan? Because let me know. I'm interested to see. When a director says it's done, a film is done, I don't understand why he would lie to his fan base. I don't understand. Especially a fan base who's been loyal to him, shown him a lot of support, and he's shown a lot of support back. I'm not angry, I'm not annoyed. I understand why these people put these headlines, these clickbait headlines. I understand, and that's okay. But I've got a lot of good sources myself. Let's have a look.
Coming straight from Justice League.
Like, are we talking day after, week after?
Yeah, because in Zack's cut, we had it where I was with Volko and Mara, and I say that I have to go home, and they say there's this force coming and that I need to help. And I'm like, I'm going home to see my dad, and so I get in the back of a pickup truck and pound a bottle of something, and off he goes, the Wanderer, you know what I mean? So that was kind of like the end of Justice League where I was going. And then you cut to me coming home and run into a submarine and bango. Yeah. And then go see Pops, and I think he's just going to get rooted again. I think he's been gone for so long, it's just him kind of come back to his roots. But you know, the way James flashbacks through the movie, obviously you want to establish what it was like, what he went through as a child, and so. But from the adult version, I'm coming straight back from where the Justice League experience.
And others you've had, you're always going to be indebted to Zack. Zack Snyder's your
totally
guy.
Man.
He changed your life.
Totally.
So is that partially why when we spoke about a year ago and I brought up the Snyder Cut, you're like, yeah, I need to see that?
Yeah, absolutely. But I have seen it, so.
I've seen
the Snyder Cut, so.
So what does that mean? Because the effects aren't done. Like you've seen his assemblage of footage and alternate takes, etc.
Oh, do you think Zack couldn't finish it? You don't think he?
I don't know. You tell me. He's finished.
I mean, listen, man. Next question.
Do you think we'll ever see it? Do you think the public will ever see it at this point? Because it seems like it's actually the groundswell has grown. And a year ago, I would have had my doubts.
You know, I'm obviously indebted to Warner's and DC, and you know, I don't know how they feel about it, but I mean, as a fan, I'm very, very happy that I got to see it.
Does it feel like a totally different?
I mean, all I'll tell you is that, you know, it's really done. It's done. You have fun. I'd like to. It's not like just like that.
I heard that you watched the Snyder Cut. I know it's a polemic story.
That what?
The Snyder Cut of Justice League.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No.
But
No, nobody did.
Yeah, do you believe it's going to be released in the movies or in streaming?
I don't know. I think that the movie suffered from very, very unfortunate and sad, circumstances. I would have loved to see the finished cut of Zack, and I hope that one day we'll get to see it, but I don't know.
About sort of the reshoots and everything. This guy next to you has talked about them a lot. I'm curious how that affected your experience with Justice League, and if there's any one specific scene that got added into the film after that you're really happy made it in there. No spoilers, obviously.
I have no idea.
Are you seeing it for the first time tonight?
I'm seeing it for the first time, and I was not involved in the reshoots at all because all my stuff was perfect the first time. So I don't know. I'm going to have a bucket of popcorn and a little something to drink and watch the movie.
What do you hope for the future of Jim Gordon in Batman movies and beyond in this universe?
I mean, I just hope we get to see him continue to be a human being in this world of metahumans and maybe see a little bit more of his tough guy side. It's hard to be tough compared to people like, Cyborg and Batman and, but yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
go on a tangent about
Yeah,
that. But yeah. But speaking of those productions like Netflix and stuff, you were working with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, you know what? Someone tweeted me about this just the other day, and he goes, blink if you were in the. He tweeted me, he's like, blink if you were in the Superman versus Justice League fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I wasn't. But basically, yeah, I filmed a part in it. When Zack Snyder was directing.
Yeah.
So, and obviously a lot of the Zack Snyder stuff was cut. So, yeah, I mean, I had an absolute blast getting directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Playing a character in the DC, like, movie universe. It was a bit of a bit of a dream come true. And I kind of knew when Joss Whedon took over, I was prepared for a lot of changes.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I filmed with Zach. I didn't, and it turns out that whole arc that I was in was completely gone.
Oh, wow.
It was probably, I'd estimate, about a 20 or 30 minute story that kind of the story just skipped. And I think maybe some people who are really tuned into Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon's work could probably watch the film and go, oh, that's where Snyder would have done this, or that's where it would have carried on in this way. For example, the black suit Superman.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether you've seen that, even though it's just a little moment. Have you seen that?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, and it looked cool. And I thought to myself, why can they not do it? Because I was talking with Stephen Geekface earlier about this, and he was saying the same thing. Oh, it's like, what a shame they didn't do such a thing. And
yeah, I saw that scene, the deleted scene when he just walks in and he looks at the suit, and I was like, oh. There is like, I know some people aren't like big Snyder fans, but I think it had that like Man of Steel, like epic, like really a lot of heart in there, which I really, But anyway, what happened. But I had a blast.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
So, what was your role in it? Can you say? Is it still hush-hush?
I don't really know how much I can say. Basically, I'll keep it. I've kind of kept it. But people can see on IMDb it's basically like a military-based character.
Okay.
Who was in a scene with a villain and a hero, and I probably shouldn't say just because
more character and how that affected his dynamic, because like you said in the trailers and the stuff we were seeing before, there was going to be a lot of backstory and it seemed like it was going to be an integral part of the film. So my question is, how do you think that affected the end result?
Well, I mean, we're not finished just yet, so I don't know how specific the end result is. But what I will say is, Zach had very specific plans for Cyborg and of his trajectory, and Zach probably shot enough footage in the first film to make like 2 movies out of. He had definitely had his whole, I believe a trilogy in mind with respect to Justice League, and if his vision had sort of had come to fruition, Cyborg would have been probably one of, if not the most powerful metahuman in the entire canon in the film universe. And that's one of the that's just one of the crazy things about Zach, is he can take someone who's like such a newcomer and evolve their powers to the point where Cyborg is like S tier. So yeah. I have it? No, I don't. Actually, it's funny you should say. I brought it on my own.
Gotta try.
My viewfinder here. No, I mean, Zach's film, he shot everything that he wanted to shoot. I mean, it's not a matter of whether or not it exists. It's a matter of whether or not we see it. But no, it's I know people are sort of really hungry for that sort of thing, and you never know. Maybe one day.
Why the special effects of Justice League is not so good? For example, Superman's mustache.
Yeah, but that was because. So I did the principal photography with Zach, and we finished shooting. He started editing. We went to LA to do the color grade for the trailers. So the first 3 trailers of Justice League, they were all the things that we shot, and then they decided to reshoot. 7 months later, they did a reshoot, which was not that. I wasn't there, it was a completely different team. And they actually reshot, I think, 55 days. So the movie that was in the cinema is like, maybe 10% is the stuff that we shot, everything else is a reshoot. So I don't know what Zach's. I know how he would look because when you watch the first 3 trailers, those are the ones that we made. That's all our stuff. So I know how he would look if it was a Zack Snyder cut. I don't know what the film would be like. Thank you.
Project Comic-Con. Release the Snyder Cut.
You see videos and you see pictures and things like that, so make of it what you will. You know, no tinfoil hat necessary. Obviously, we're at a point now where we can acknowledge that the Snyder Cut does exist. And if anybody tells you that it doesn't, I think they may be just trying to troll you, so just don't engage. Don't engage, please. You cannot feed the trolls. Do not feed them.
That movie, you know, having 2 directors is a very weird thing. You know what I mean? And there's Justice League. The director had a family tragedy and had to leave. Did you know about that?
What, the Snyder Cut thing?
Yeah, and so you have a kind of cow's body and a horse's head a little bit with 2 directors a lot of times, and you know, for better or for worse, I think, you know, well, I do think, you know, Zach's cut should be available. For sure.
That everybody took away, and they're trying to deny this man his artistic vision, kind of thing.
Oh, is that the feeling behind it?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess that would be a cool thing to see, right?
Do you want them to release the Snyder Cut? Is that what you're saying?
I might be in another scene of it, so sure, yeah.